This brings me to introduce our next speaker, Thomas Richter. He's a CEO at the BVI German Investment Funds Association, based here in Frankfurt. Prior to joining the BVI in 2010, Thomas was a member of the management of DVS and a member of the BVI Executive Board. He's also a member of the Administrative Council of BaFin and on the Advisory Board for Financial Market Monitoring of the Verbraucherzentrale Bundesverband, and he's also on the board of the International Investment Funds Association, IIFA. Today, Thomas very kindly agreed to share his views on geopolitical change and regulation, private capital as a driver for transformation. Thomas, please join us. The floor is all yours, and this machine works with Next Forward, and it's very easy to use. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joachim, and good morning to everybody. I'm glad to be here. Joachim already told you, we are, as the German Asset Management and Fund Association, covering a lot of issues. One of the key issues right now is private pensions. There is this government reform going on. Another one, of course, is sustainability, one of the key concerns of our industry in these days. And a topic of increasing importance is actually infrastructure. And I'm going to tell you why that is and what kind of issues we are facing. And you may not be surprised that, again, it's about taxes. As so frequently, there is a tax problem. So there are a lot of geopolitical problems. Everybody knows it. We have an energy problem, migration, inflation, wars, etc. No matter to talk about that for too long. More interesting that, in particular, Germany has additional problems, I'd say, more problems. And one of the key problems is energy. Germany has not the brownest energy sector in Europe, but the second. So only Poland, with a huge production of coal-based energy power, is browner than Germany. And then Germany that wants to be so green. Our green government has decided to switch off nuclear power plants. That's why we heavily rely on gas and coal, and that's why we have such a poor performance in terms of green energy. So the hope is that renewable energy sources like windmills and solar panels would solve the problem and close the gap somewhen, maybe. We will see. At any rate, there is a money issue. This is Chancellor Olaf Scholz. He said Germany will have a climate-neutral economy by 2045. To achieve this, we need billions of euro of investment, especially from private investors. Well, that is true, what he said, but the way to a climate-neutral economy until 2045 is very, very long, given the place where we are right now. We are really at the bottom, so it's really questionable how they want to catch up and become greener. For one thing, a lot of money is needed, and then that is actually kind of a sea change in Germany. They realized they need private money, and this was not the case 5 years ago. 5 years ago, our industry is keen to invest in infrastructure for different reasons. The reason is diversification, low interest rates, etc. So that's why the share in private market investments was increasing heavily over the past 5 years. That's why infrastructure is one of the most popular investments of insurances, of institutional asset management clients and the like. So infrastructure is real. There's a lot of appetite for infrastructure investments. The problem was, even though there was huge demand, there was almost no offer. And why is that? Because many of the projects are government projects. Roads, bridges, nuclear power plants, and all this stuff, most of it is governmental. And the government says, we don't need your money. They used to say, we don't need your money. You want to make money. You're increasing costs for the investor. If we issue a bond, there is zero interest rate. There's nothing cheaper than issuing a bond for financing an infrastructure project with zero interest rate. So all you can do for us is increasing costs for the investor. Go away. Now interest rates are going up, and the government isn't able to infinitesimally, endlessly increase government debt. So Germany is also kind of reaching the ceiling with the government cap. So the constitution, the German constitution, has an article stipulating that there is a limit for government debt. And the limit for government debt, according to the constitution, is basically reached. So, and that's the point when they come to us and say, maybe we need you. And that is the sea change that we are seeing for 2 or 3 years. So what can we do for them? You might have heard of Spezialfonds. A Spezialfond is basically, in the UK or in France, you would call it a discretionary mandate. It's a mandate in a fund wrapper. So minimum regulation, very flexible, huge influence from the institutional investors. It's for institutional investors only. Most of the Spezialfund only have one single institutional investor. So it's kind of a mandate in a fund wrapper. The business is huge. It's almost 75% of the German fund market is exactly this. And that's what we had in terms of inflows in the past years. You see in 2021, which was obviously an excellent year, 131 billion fresh money, net inflows into this business. Who are the clients? Pension funds, insurance companies, banks, corporates, all kind of institutionals. The old age provisioning plays a major role. Pension funds and insurance companies, that's mostly life insurances. It's huge, and that's where the appetite for infrastructure is. So on the right side, you see 40% of investors want to rise their share in infrastructure investments. And at the same time, you see that for now, only 3% of the assets under management in Spezialfonds are invested in infrastructure. There is a huge delta between what they would like to do and what they are able to do. So why is that? And now I come to the tax issue. It's probably better to explain it to you without the slides. I did it at the coffee break, so I'd try it again. So what's the problem? The problem is you have an institutional investor who wants to invest in infrastructure. We have the German government who wants the institutional investor to invest in German infrastructure. We have German asset managers who would love to offer products for their institutional clients, investing in German infrastructure. So it's everything's there. But the market, the wrapper market, is in Luxembourg. There are a few, but not many, German funds. Most of them are in Luxembourg. And why is that? In Luxembourg, there is a tax exemption for the asset manager. So if there is an asset manager in Germany who has the headquarters in Germany, the financial authorities, the Finanzamt, says, oh, you are running a business in Germany, and as you are running a business in Germany, you've got to pay taxes in Germany. At the same time, the investor investing in this infrastructure fund has, of course, to pay taxes in his home country. So if you've got a French investor or an American investor, that are invested in this infrastructure fund, they have to pay taxes in France or in America. On top of that, they would have to pay taxes in Germany because of the asset management company that has been considered to be headquartered in Germany. If the asset management company is headquartered in London, they get a tax exemption. If they are headquartered in Switzerland, they get a tax exemption. If they are headquartered in France, they get a tax exemptions. So that's why, if the asset manager is not in Germany, the investors have to pay taxes twice. If the German asset manager is opening up an office in London, their clients have to pay taxes once. That's why all asset managers from Germany move to London, open up asset management firms, sometimes they go to Zurich, open up a business there, launch the fund in Luxembourg, and invest where? Because if I'm telling that to German politicians, they tell me, we don't care. We don't care about the asset manager. We don't care about the wrapper. Let it be in Luxembourg. As long as the money goes into windmills and solar panels in Germany, we don't mind. Unfortunately, the money doesn't go into windmills in Germany. It goes into windmills in Scotland. And why is that? Because the asset manager that is located, say, in London, becomes part of this bubble infrastructure network in the UK. And the German infrastructure bubble is pretty far away. So there is this home bias, there is it is a network, many experts talking to each other, and that's why German money, managed by German asset managers in London, is going into Scottish infrastructure or Spanish infrastructure, I don't care, and not into German money in infrastructure projects. And that's the point when German politicians start to listen. Oh, the money doesn't go into the windmill in Mecklenburg? Oh, but that's bad. So what do we have to do? There's only one thing they've got to do, a tax exemption for the asset manager in Germany, and then we would be able to compete. This thing is, for now, unknown in Berlin. They are not aware of the problem. We are making them aware of the problem. And everybody's listening to us. They're really keen to change it. So this is going to become a big issue within the next 6 months. So then, the size, the power of our industry, and I told you, I mean, we have 3,000 billion euro invested by institutional investors, maybe a bit more. And they would be so keen to invest in infrastructure. And that, if we can use this leverage to have them invest, so it's just a question of the leverage, then there is a big chance that the financing of infrastructure products in Germany will skyrocket. That's it. That's the story, basically. Thanks for your attention.